Hi, hope you're well. Hope that you've had a good weekend or a good week, depending on where you watch this or when you watch this. Um, I'm going to talk to you today about self-care and what it is, and how I use it, what I use it for, how you can use it, how we can all use it, and how it helped me with my mental health problems. Um, so yeah, let's get started. So self-care is like a daily practice. It's not really let's not overcomplicate it. It's not like a big mysterious thing like, what is self-care? It's really simple, and some people just do it every day by instinct, and they probably don't even realize they're doing it. But it is self-care. It's a daily practice. I call it a toolbox of things to do when you can feel your mood dipping, or to be honest with you, it's just something that you do so you don't find that your mood is dipping, and that you keep your mental health and well-being at a nice balanced level. So yeah, every day I do something to self-care. It might not be anything major. It might just be that I have a nice cup of tea before I start my day. Start going into answering emails and phone calls and everything. It can be it's really simple things. So this is the thing, it's not to overthink it. It's doing little things for yourself that can make you feel good. So it can be talking to a friend on the phone. It can be switching your phone off and having no phone calls because you just need a break and you feel really overstimulated. You need time out. It can be reading a good book. This is one of my favourites at the moment. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty. Yeah, the title. But yeah, my friend thought I needed it. But that's really been helpful to me. Other things are things like I'm not a big want to encourage the use of antidepressants, but I feel like if that's what you need, then by all means go down that route, because I can't say what is good for somebody, or that you shouldn't use them. However, I do have a natural remedy that I use for my anxiety, and sometimes when my mood dips. And this is St John's Wort by Good Mood, and I have noticed that it definitely does help. And I like it because it is natural, and that it doesn't take me away from reality. It just kind of helps to lift my mood and to lower my anxiety, which is all I need. I have taken antidepressants in the past, and these were times when I really was very, very low, and in a really kind of bad place, and I needed them. But what I did find was some medications did take me away from reality. I remember there was a time when I was really, really anxious, and it wasn't something that I could control with mindfulness, and I did all the self-care, but it just wasn't enough. So I went to the doctors and asked for antidepressants, and I took them, and I found that I was always in like a fog. I remember, driving or being out and just feeling like I wasn't quite there with the rest of the world, and I didn't like that feeling. I feel like if we're going to take anything, it should help. It should keep us in. It should still keep us in reality, so we know what else is going on around us. It keeps us aware. It keeps us alert. And I found that took me away, so I stopped taking them. But yeah, as I said, I'm not telling anyone not to do that. You do what's right for you. And yeah, so what else do I do? It's other things like setting boundaries for yourself. People will always push boundaries. People will always say, can you come here? Can you help me with this? Can you do that for me? And you've got to learn to say no a lot, and to say yes to the right things. It's learning that you can't do everything for everybody. You do need to learn to say no and take time out for you. I mean, if I don't know if you ever noticed, but sometimes people that are always doing stuff for others, and they'll say, "Oh, I do this for this person, I do that for that person," and then they find that they're really burnt out and they get really annoyed and a little bit bitter because no one does anything for me, no one helps me with anything. And I think that if you don't do that, you won't find yourself in a situation where you start feeling resentful or annoyed, because then you are already making sure that you are okay and that your mental health and well-being is being looked after first. I think that if you look after your self first, and you put yourself in a position to help people properly, don't do it to the detriment of your own mental health and well-being. It's just pointless. It's silly. Maybe silly is the wrong word, but it's not helpful to yourself. Don't do that. It serves no one. And other things are I did want to explain another thing. So with when I had my mental health breakdown, which was 6 years ago now, I think it was 5 or 6 years ago, I actually started Free Your Mind during it, which I do not recommend anybody do. But it was just something, it helped me to be honest, but at the same time it did mean that I kind of I kind of avoided or missed out on recovering fully properly, because I was so determined to start this business and to help other people, which meant that I had a real low point after starting Free Your Mind, because I realised I'd done all this stuff, I'd burnt myself out, and all of a sudden, some of my problems and issues were still floating around. So I wouldn't recommend that you take something and distract yourself from self-caring and looking after yourself. However, self-care was one of the main things that helped me through my breakdown. I remember having counselling at the time, and what I found with counselling was that it was great. She managed to get so many things, from that I wouldn't talk about from out of me, or to get me to communicate those things, which was brilliant, because I wasn't speaking about those things to other people. However, I found when my hour was up and I had to leave, I was left feeling really depleted and fed up, like I've just told you all this stuff and hours gone, and now I have to go and act normal with the rest of the world, like we haven't spent an hour unearthing all this stuff. What do I do with it within in that week that I wait, or 3 weeks, depending on her availability? So in that time was when I really learned about self-care and learning about boundaries, saying no to things, saying yes to things that my instincts said yes to, being kind to myself, saying nice things to myself, doing things like mindfulness, colouring in, listening to music, listening to inspirational talks, reading good books, having simple things like a bath at the end of the day, a really indulgent one. One of my favourite things to do is to have a bath that it's not every day. I shower every day. I don't get to have an indulgent bath every day. But when I do, I like to put a TED talk on my laptop, bring it in, listen to that while I'm in the bath, and that's like my time to myself. No phone, nothing. And yeah, I love to do that. And at the same time, I kind of learn something too, so that's good. Also, I like to one of my favourite things to do, I mean, if I'm feeling really anxious in the morning and I can't really pinpoint what the root of it is, or I'm not sure where to start with my self-care, I will try different things till something works. So first I might put on some music. I usually try different favourites first. So I might try a bit of Smooth FM. If you know me, you know that I love 80s power ballads. So I'll put on some Smooth FM. If that doesn't work, I'll go to One Extra, try one extreme to the next. Put on, try and listen to some R&B, some grime. And if that doesn't work, then I'll put on a talk. See if that resonates with me, or I will watch some of my favourite YouTubers and see if that lifts my moods, or I'll go on and watch something like The Real Housewives or something like that, or read a good book. And one of those things usually click. Or I, go and get a nice hot drink and just take a seat and ground myself and just stop overstimulating myself with things and just wait. There's that saying, be still and know. And it's a real thing. If you can just be still for a minute and not look at anything, not listen to anything, put the phone down, and usually you can find that that you can feel a lot calmer in time if you take that moment to just relax for a minute. And again, you can do all these things as well. These aren't things that are special to, or only something I can do. Everybody can do all of these things. And like I said, they are really simple things. It's not like go and have a spa day, which I do recommend if you can. But but those things are extravagant and they're a treats. They're a treat. So, I can't say I can just go and have a spa day whenever I feel a bit low, because that would be ridiculous. So, yeah. Things like planning a day out for yourself, or just take yourself out, go out for the day, go and walk up your high street, go and look in shops, go and have a coffee in a local cafe or a Starbucks. One of my other favourite things to do, which my friend Annika always, it makes me laugh when she says it, if I'm feeling a bit anxious or a bit overwhelmed, she'll say, go and have a Costa. And she's right, it's my little treat to myself. It doesn't cost too much, and I always feel good when I do it. I'm like, yeah, I've got my favourite soya gingerbread latte, and that always makes me feel happy. And also, another good thing is to make yourself a nice dinner. Again, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant, expensive. Just cooking something from scratch really does, it distracts you for one. And it's a nice feeling. So I'm doing this for myself. You're, cutting up ingredients, you're adding seasonings, different things. And you can look up recipes online. So if you can't think of something, look it up. And eat well, drink lots of water, do things that are good for you. Don't, self-care isn't doing anything that's harmful. It's not going out and distracting yourself through, smoking, drinking, hanging around the wrong people. That's another thing. Self-care is also looking at the people that surround you. Take yourself away from people that don't make you feel good, people that bring you down, people that discourage you, people that don't care about your mental health. Those people should not be in your life. You should have people around you that care about your mental health and well-being. One of my things is never be friends with someone who doesn't ask you how you are. It's funny because once you realise that, you realise how many people actually don't care about how you are and just want something. And you notice those people really quickly once you have got that, got that in your head about not being friends with people that don't care to ask you how you're doing, and just kind of launching, can you do this for me? Oh, I've got this friend. Oh, can you come here? No, those people are opportunists and not friends. And that comes down to family too. Some family members aren't good for us, so we can love people from a distance. And if you do live with family members that you don't particularly get on with, then create a space in your bedroom where you have that time away from them. Spend time with your friends. If you are old enough, you can look at getting a job and working a way out of that living situation, so you can be somewhere that has a healthier environment. You can tap into online support groups. You can go to online support groups and meet other people that you can spend your time with. We've got to look at our options when it comes to self-care, because that's the thing, we can become very bogged down with, oh, well, I don't have that, I can't do this isn't an option for me. But we have to kind of think outside of our environment sometimes to get to a healthier situation. Other things are, it's so important to use it because, as I said, it's it's something that can help you not have those dips where with your moods when they come, and also it helps you when you have those unexpected dips where you know you can wake up in the morning just and you already feel low. So you know, right, I'm going to do this today, and this, you know, to help uplift my mood. I'm going to go and talk to this friend, or I'm going to switch off my phone, just have some time to myself. I'm going to meditate, I'm going to pray, I'm going to do some exercise, I'm going to run. You know exactly what you're going to do for yourself. I also, this is a little bit cheeky, but I do have a book on self-care too. So if I didn't say anything about it, it would just be silly in this video. And this is a guide to self-care. Now, this is not a sales video, but it would just be silly for me not to mention it. And there are hundreds of ideas about self-care in here, which one of my favourite, take a bath. Oh yeah. This is one of the things that I needed to stop doing, which is why I put it in this book. Do not Google your symptoms. As an anxious person, if any niggle or pain, I'm on Google. No, don't do that. You will raise your anxiety through the roof and diagnose yourself with something that you just don't have. Don't do it. Go to your doctors. Affirmations. Also, things about this book is that there are black and white pictures in there. So you can colour them in, so it's a bit of mindfulness at the same time. And yeah, I did that because I wanted to, when I had my mental health breakdown, a lot of people asked me how I got better from it. Even my counsellor was like, how did you, you know, most people know about the things I grew up with and the issues I have and the things that I've been through. And even my counsellor was like, how on earth have you got to this point so quickly? And it was literally down to self-care and being really strict on myself about it, you know, listening to my instinct. And as I said, the people that you surround yourself with are a massive part of your self-care routine. So don't ignore that. It's not just about indulgence and doing nice things, it's about your environment that you're doing it in as well. But I hope this video has helped. If you need me to mention any other things, do let me know. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll also put a link to the book. And let me know if there are any other subjects that you'd like me to talk about. And I really hope this has been helpful, because I do know I waffle on a bit. All right then, take care and have a good week. Bye.